first ban coming up for us now, so unfortunately Cthulhu will be playing a little bit of catch up once again.
Yeah.
Apologies, we're just having some, my PC is not agreeing with the stream, and Maverick first up, as you mentioned. Clubhouse Maverick can be quite powerful, so a lot of that hatch play will be denied. Second ban coming out quite quickly from Fnatic here. Will it be a meme ban like it was last time? No, it won't. Capitao off the board, so two powerful operators on the attack taken out of the play. Maverick as well, interesting to note, quite a targeted ban towards that wall in CCTV as well, so that's going to make things quite interesting. Echo will be the third ban, and the fourth ban will be coming through quick, fast. Presumably going to be a Maestro, I would anticipate, but we could see something a little bit left of field. No, it will be the Mirror instead, so pretty stock standard bans across the board. The meta for Clubhouse, pretty much concrete at the moment.
Yeah, well, Mirror and Echo, both very powerful operators on Clubhouse, so they could deal quite a substantial amount of damage. But as it stands, CCTV and Cash Room will be the choice for the first defense round for SLG, and bringing in a Maestro for CCTV is definitely going to be a good sign, as Maestro is one of those operators that is quite powerful within the current meta.
Indeed, those Evil Eyes not only can provide a lot of intel, but you could almost take him for his primary alone, the LMG rather. So many bullets at disposal, you can chuck an ACOG on it as well. Some players do elect to play the Holo, but nonetheless it's a powerful gun that can output a lot of damage in a short amount of time. You'll see those Evil Eyes being placed out. The first being placed there in CCTV, in position to help deny the plant, and Maestro heading towards Garage, probably placing the second one to deny any push up those metal stairs.
Yeah, well, the overall setup seems to be more stock standard, as Josh will be the one holding the angle within the garage, and hopefully for the team they will be able, he will be able to hold the garage quite steadily. Otherwise, losing that would be quite hurtful.
Indeed, it will be 15 seconds into the round. Bit of games going on there. The Maestro, a little bit of friendly fire towards the direction of the smoke. SLG being a little bit cheeky there. Ace is already on that wall at the 2-minute 35 mark, beginning to drone out. So Fnatic looking to get aggressive early. Virtue as well on the balcony, 30 seconds in. So a lot of progression being made early here by Fnatic, and trying to put themselves in a position where they have a good amount of time to commit to the execute.
Yes, now Miloska will be also roaming around the bar area to see if he can go for the big flank, but as it stands right now, Virtus holding a very patient angle as well. The grenade might be coming to see if he can deny the bandit trick, and as the first pick comes out, and Twent will be going down to the hands of Rizrat. Grenade will be coming out as well in hopes of catching a grenade, but no, President managed to fall back at the right time, and the breach is successful.
Indeed, it will be. Jaeger downstairs, going for a late flank here to try and reposition. Probably would have been droned out by Lusty and Rizraz if he hadn't have moved, so it could be a wise decision from him. And despite Fnatic having the man advantage here, as we come up to the halfway point of the round, Rizraz on low health could easily be taken out. So I still think Sleeper here a chance to win this round here.
Well, they certainly could have that chance, but as it stands, the west wall has been breached over, and Fnatic are all prepped up for the big brains, as Rizraz will be setting up his Claymore to have only one laser to be viewed, as Velocity might fall for the classic blunder. Does reveal his position, so will be forced to fall back, as Rizraz will be now out on the hunt on the front.
Indeed, almost getting floor banged from below there, but Riz will still scathe away with his life. Still having use of his utility as Virtue now pushing alongside Lusty towards construction. They'll be able to Habana open that wall. That's going to make things very, very interesting now for President, rocking that elite skin. Going to be stuck in cash now, multiple angles covering his position. So unless he can get some support here from his teammates, things could get challenging, as Rizos will be taken out down below.
And Miloska managing to do a good job. Whereas Magnet just initially trying to run in but won't have any success. Ace is picking up the kill onto Lyric, so that it is a 3 versus 4 with Hibana now trying to find a good angle, and the President does manage to finally catch him as well as assisting with that. Full control, the construction side is in effect, but as it stands, the time is ticking down very quickly. Magnet going in for the plan, picking up the kill into Aces, but the diffuser will be planted quite successful. Fnatic managing to extend the round time a little bit more, and now it's all up to Moscow, who will be taking down Lusty.
Indeed, a relatively clean take there by the Fnatic boys. Well played in the end. And I think we can probably attribute that round win to the amount of ground that they gained significantly early into that round, although it may not have necessarily been on map control. They had all the runouts covered from SLG, and I don't think they were really allowed to play that sort of aggressive play style that we saw at times on their border defense.
Yeah, well, second round will be coming right up. CCTV room and Cash will be once again a reach by SLG. Same lineup, going to be from both sides, and hopefully for Sleeper Gaming they can turn this back once again.
Indeed we will. Once again, Maestro being played in a similar position to the previous round, and will be a trend for the remainder of the round. It seems like SLG going for a pretty similar approach to this site, trying to maybe refine their defense a little bit from the previous round. It wasn't incredibly unsuccessful, but unable to get the round in the end. I think we just need to clean up their act a little bit, and possibly lacking, I think, that synergy that Fnatic so renowned for.
Yeah, the synergy is always a much needed thing that a whole lot of teams are striving to. But hopefully for COG they can nail it down. Water did seem to be a fair few successful runs, but as it stands, things may not look all too well.
Indeed, 30 seconds into the round now. Josh still in a powerful position inside of Garage, and once again Virtue playing this angle from that vents balcony, seemingly favoured by him so far. Does have the potential to throw some grenades out to try and take out those bandit wires. I believe that is the plan. He clicks the grenade. President could wear it if he isn't careful, but no, it is going to be a long throw, and those bandit charges will be taken off the wall. He also manages to dodge that C4 there, so well played by Virtue.
Definitely a well played by Virtue, like you said, as still not a single frag with a minute in. Hopefully, though, SLG can pull this out. Miloska is still on the flank on the main stairs, and I think that at this point Rizraz will be expecting. He does expect, but Miloska is only very quick. So Rizraz will be shutting down the Zafia player of Fnatic. We're seeing now one more player and some more manpower to be used to watch the flank.
Indeed, we will. A full lineup still alive and ready to expend utility for SLG. Magnet draining out the site, so we could potentially see an approach toward server here for the plant. Magnet first, missing the first rappel there, does get the second though. Lyrics seemingly sound whoring that location, could potentially go for a run out, thinks better of it though. Probably wise, I would say. Fnatic probably holding an angle on such a common run out, as it does look like there will be a split approach to both sides.
Yes, and Virtue will be the one running potentially the front line with Lusty, as the breach did happen quite successfully. But Lusty unfortunately just can't connect the shots for himself onto Twent, as the gas grenade will be coming out to finish. Virtue will need to go for the refresh, as Twent is just running out of the possibilities very quickly. Another grenade coming out that will be able to damage Twent but not finish him off. He's still standing and ready to roll. Time is running short as the shotgun pick does happen out. Twin gets the better of Virtue, but Mac trades out President. Flurry of kills is just about to happen. His plant is starting to happen. Twin picks up another kill onto Lusty. The run-out will be happening. Time is running out, and Sleeper Gaming managing to bring this back 1-1 as the scoreline. Well done by Sleeper Gaming at the end.
Indeed, managing to fortify the position a little bit better than last time, and I think Fnatic allowed them to play that aggressive roaming / run out style that we did see on border. A little bit too much there. They were able to shut it down round 1. Round 2 seemingly able to get away with it.
Indeed. Oh. For now, Charge and Arsenal room will be the one to be defended. This time SLG potentially going in with a little bit more morale, a bit happier that they managed to bring this back against Fnatic. Maybe a slightly closer scoreline effect here, as this is after all a map pick of Sleeper.
Yeah, indeed it was. And I guess it is important to note that starting on defense on basically any map is favored, so we would typically expect Sleeper, although they are the underdog, to even head into the half with a round advantage. So I wouldn't put Fnatic out of it if they are down at the half, unless it is a very significant margin, but so far it looks like it will be a very closely fought contest.
Yeah. For now, Maloska will be the one to be reinforcing and will be holding his angle in the blue, which from the first sight seems to be a little bit like it's outed by the rest of the reinforcements, so potentially this will be one of those positions that he will have to hold up until he is dead.
Indeed, we'll 30 seconds into the round. Sorry, Magnet already inside. I was just going to say how aggressive that play is, and Cthulhu, what are your thoughts on Fnatic getting so much control upstairs so early?
Going live.
Yeah. Well, Magnet for now, being a little bit cautious about the position and denying the potential denial of the breach. Will be finally successfully find the breach, as Twent will be forced to fall back. Fnatic slowly but steadily zooming in onto the position of SLG Gaming, sorry, Sleeper Gaming, and yeah, really there's not a whole lot yet to be done by both teams. Both of them are just slowly trading ground, really.
Yeah, definitely favouring Fnatic going into this execute, only halfway through the round now, and pretty much no contesting upstairs, so SLG definitely confident in their ability to fortify and sit in the objective, anchoring it down. Would prove costly though, as there is a lot of utility on the side of Fnatic that could take them out of Virtue. Taking that first step, throws a grenade down blue, in sync with the Thatcher no less, to take out any ADS devices. Won't gather in the kill though, allowing Malitzka to get quite aggressive. Lyric's getting aggressive as well. And it's going to be Thermite off the board now, so that's interesting stuff here for Sleeper, and they could well get the round.
Could very much happen like that, as already with 48 seconds left to go, Magnet will be holding an angle in hopes of catching a couple of people off rotation. Kaya Trek won't be in effect, as Twent is now gone by Rizraz, and the clamps of FNC are slowly coming down together, as there's less and less ground for SLG to hold, which is a fantastic showcase just in general.
Indeed it is. Rizraz pushing through blue now, opens up the wall. The smoke will contest him though. He's no longer going to be able to push through that angle. President gets Magnet as well. They filter through the door. And another, I believe. So Sleeper Gaming, a flurry of kills at the end to finish it off. And I think Aces being off the board there on the Thermite proved to be their downfall.
Indeed. Seems like it, as Fnatic now once again take the lead. Jim and Bedrock will be the next choice, as SLG are definitely not too happy about that defense and will not be retrying the downstairs.
Indeed, we are now going to see a gym and bedroom hold, so Fia will be the 6th pick on the side of Fnatic. Rizraz once again fulfilling that role. Looks like pretty standard setup here from SLG. The castle and the bandit combo likely to help in bandit juggling the main double wall, watching the 90 hallway, and once again electing to take the Maestro for intel gathering, and the Cade is a sort of a secondary entry denial.
Yeah, well, Lyric bringing in a castle should prove to allow SLG a little bit more flexibility with that, be it that they are bringing a little bit more of a stock standard at this point set up, having the bandit with the shield ready to bandit trick the west wall, as the rest of SLG will be focusing on rather holding off the southeast entrance.
You can stop worrying about grenades now.
Indeed, this cash hold very popular at the moment. A lot of teams electing to do so. The castle combo once again coming into effect with the Cade on the wall. You will often see teams actually trying to juggle that wall as well, so expect Twent to sit in that position. And it looks like it's going to be quite an open defense here from the side of SLG.
Facing my evil eye. Claymore mine deployed.
Well, Fnatic not wasting a single second will be making their way over. Lusty trying to find some toes through that drone hole, but just can't seem to catch any action, whereas Virtue had plenty of that. I believe that was, where was that peak from even, but still nonetheless manages to catch the Jaeger off board, so that is an early, just like that, as CCTV is now being fully overflooded. Twent will be the next person to try to clutch this up, as the grenade from Virtue will be finding Lyric, leaving Twent all alone, and will be forcing the Maestro to fall back as well. Lusty picking up a kill into Twent, and now it is a 5 versus situation.
Indeed, quickly turning into a 5v2. Things not looking great here for SLG. That hold on the cash side of the room seemingly ineffective. Fnatic probably practiced it a lot. It's definitely popular at the moment. Virtue unable to get through that hole, and yeah, Fnatic just completely unraveling their defense and have just under half the round now to get something going on site.
Drone activated.
Indeed.
Tagging completed.
Now all the breaches coming out. No breach denial apart from Bandit. Never mind. President will be able to get an easy denial just like that, as now he will be forced to try to contest with Lusty. Nice shot from the SLG player. Now the breach will be finally happening, as that was just to distract the Bandit player, as Josh is now all down. That is a 1v4 situation, and things are not looking all well. Fnatic finally taking control, but there are things coming out. C4 will be able to claim Rizraz's life, but the plan won't get denied. Still happening, and just like that, poor Bandit main is at a disadvantage. Fire is happening, just can't connect the shots. His position has been revealed, so the pincer will be happening anytime. It's just like that. Aces will be able to claim his life at the end of the day in a trade.
Indeed, he will. Fnatic establishing early round control and able to quite easily convert that to a round win. Apologies if the call was a couple seconds ahead there. Once again, just having a couple of tech issues, so wasn't too bad, but hopefully we didn't spoil too much there. Pretty predictable round though. Fnatic able to just flow on from the momentum that they gained at the beginning of the round, and they're able to draw it to a piece, and on attack, that's definitely a favourable position. Six pick phase now completed. Rizraz jumping on to the Nomad, and we're loading into the map right about now. 45-second prep phase, of course, for SLG to set up their defenses. And to see, once again, a pretty similar lineup rather, from both teams.
Yeah, just about the same lineup, like you said, for the CCTV hold, which on the second try was actually much more confident performance from SLG. Rizraz, though, this time bringing in a Nomad for the push, like also, which should be able to allow a bit more explosive gameplay from Fnatic, considering the fact that they had a couple of struggles to push through the chokehold, so the Nomad devices should prove to be perfectly useful to get those pesky defenders out of their way.
Indeed, Josh is setting up for the spawn kill at the top of blue. He's going to revert back to site though, as he doesn't find any members early. Probably a wise decision. Fnatic likely were holding the angle onto that spawn peak. We're already going to see them jumping on the balcony here, and Present going to have to get to work on the bandit juggle.
Indeed. At the moment, for now, Fairchild will be the one going in for the push from a very peculiar angle. If he does manage to take control of main stairs at the garage storage or throw in the grenade, he will be able to pull this off, as just as President will be forced off his position. The breach will be quite successful this time. We're a minute in. Perfect composure from Fnatic. Now bring it in. Some more firepower and more just coordination, albeit that their first map was a little bit more confidence based. This time they seeming to be busting out all guns blazing.
Yeah, indeed, Ace is placing that second charge on the wall, trying to get an angle there into the garage, and that will be to try and help push Josh out of this position. Josh unable to use the little pixel that used to be there between the balcony that was actually patched quite recently, so that makes it a little bit harder to hold that position. With the help of the shield, that should help President dropping Lusty meanwhile, so it's already now a 4 versus 5 scenario. Looks like we could see a gunfight quite quickly here from Milo and this side of Virtue on the Buck. He doesn't quite see the tip of his head, unfortunately. It's now a 3 versus 5. Sleeper Gaming fragging out heavy here. A strong offside presence. Couldn't net him another kill. Malitsko getting very aggressive through bathroom. Rizraz does drop him though. Quick refrag from Lyrics though, so it's now a 2 versus 4 with a minute to go. Magnet pushing up the metal stairs in the garage will get another kill for Fnatic. 50 seconds to go. It's now a 2 versus 3. Magnet and Ace is the only 2 members left.
Indeed, well, there's only a man disadvantage. This could be still clutchable for Fnatic, but the time is running slow, and this is panning out to be a bit of a one-dimensional push. As just as I say that, Mag will be the one pushing up from the west side. Hopefully, though, SLG will be all prepped up and ready for it. Another gas grenade coming out to see if he can push, as Magnet gets dropped by Twin. All up to Aces to try to clutch this up. 12 seconds left to go and 3 heads to click. Doesn't click at all, as Twin will be taking him out. SLG getting yet another round for themselves.
Indeed, a definite to and throw trend in this game so far. 1 round left now before the switch of sides, and Sleeper Gaming positioned to go 4-2 into the half if they are able to successfully defend Church. So it's going to be interesting to see what sort of approach they decide to take, but they are once again taking very, very similar operators.
Well, with that in mind though, now Church and Arsenal is in effect. Rizraz bringing back the Zafir over, as we are nearing the last round. We're nearing the last round of the first half, so hopefully for SLG they will be able to show their prowess as well. The offense, if they do want to bring this back for themselves in this best of 3. Indeed.
Lyrics Mavericks is on the Bandit at the moment, so probably going to help with plant denial, but they do have 2 denial on that wall, Cade as well. We did, fortunately for SLG, see aces drop quite early in the previous basement defense, which helped a lot, forcing the remaining members to filter through Moto in the end, which was ultimately unsuccessful. So if they can maybe drop another hard breacher this round, it makes things very, very interesting for Fnatic.
Indeed. Now, with the whole setup all ready to go and action phase kicking off right about, Fnatic will be prompting to go for yet another swift execution as they be ramping up their rounds more and more, albeit that previous round was a bit of a from the Australian team, but maybe we'll be seeing a different reiteration.
Indeed, Virtue now droning as Rizraz picks up his, so it looks like Fnatic playing a strong intel game, which is pretty renowned for them and basically any other Pro League team. The team with the most intel likely to be on top, as all these players do have pretty similar mechanical skills. It does really just come down to strategy and being able to outplay your opponent positionally. And utility also playing a big part of that. Aces opening the Moto hatch, so we could definitely see another push through there. I think the main key here, though, is going to be getting that ball open behind the bar. Rizraz opening frag onto Malitska.
Indeed, with Rizraz now dropping right in, he should be able to catch the defenders off guard pretty soon if that will be the case. For now, though, Virtue trying to keep a very keen angle right into the side from the garage, as that wall did not get reinforced at all, and potentially we might be seeing a drop very soon.
Yeah, I'm not sure if there's any smokes though on the side of Fnatic, so that could make a drop incredibly risky. Surprised that they didn't bring someone with smokes, but Capital, probably arguably the most popular operator for that at the moment, fortunately not in play alongside Maverick, of course. So spices things up a little bit for Fnatic, and 50 seconds now on their final attack. They're going to have to get something to work. Rizraz missing his initial shots there onto the Maestro. Can he get the wallbang? No, he can't. Virtue as well coming in on the action, and Lusty will finish Trent in the background as well. So Fnatic with the man advantage, and this push through blue looking promising.
Indeed, with Magnet now getting the better of Lyrics, it's all up to President and John to try to clutch this up for SLG Gaming. Apart from that, really, it seems that we might be seeing a 3-3 scoreline at the end. Rizraz getting the better of the Maestro, and just like that, Virtue also lining up President. Finn managing to make it a flawless round and even out the score to a 3-3 at the end of the first half.
Indeed, although the scoreline is quite close, I would probably still have to favour Fnatic to take this in regular time, just because of how strong the defense can be on this map. Particularly with those bans as well. I do think Capital and Maverick both played quite a heavy role in stunting some of the pushes there from Fnatic. So SLG now will have to be very mindful of that and try their best to play without them.
Indeed. Well, Church and Arsenal room will be the next one to be the first one to defend for Fnatic, which is somewhat surprising considering that Cash and CCTV has been a much more prominent as of recently pick within the ANZ, but nonetheless, bringing in a somewhat similar setup bar. The choice to switch up to a Legion for Lust could work quite well as well for this defense, considering the fact that the goo mines can be quite a pain to deal with if you don't have something across the lines of a Twitch or IQ for this one.
Yeah, it's interesting that you bring up IQ. I don't think we're yet to see her being played at all, if I am correct. So one of those key utility operators in being able to take out those goo mines, as you mentioned, not in play, and Lusty placing them in very nice trait positions there. In positions where if you hit one, it's going to be very hard to revert your position to safety. And, probably pre-planned and pre-placed, so good utility usage there from the side of Fnatic.
Yeah. it seems like a duo potential presence from Aces in the blue tunnel, with SLG taking quite a swift control of the garage and the first floor lounge. We'll be making quite a hefty attempt to push potentially in the blue tunnel, which with Fnatic's, the way how Fnatic has been pushing, it's been Fnatic has been quite popular on going for the push onto the blue tunnel.
President placing the charge, waiting for a bandit juggler who takes it off and replaces it. Will be hit now, and no idea they're actually too denied at all, so President able to cleanly open that up. Rizraz coming to cover that position, but doesn't look like any of the SLG members will be pushing that at the current time.
Indeed. President spotting the couple of impact holes for the denial. Might be able to deny it. The Lusty, yes, there it is. There is the denial, so now SLG will need to be extra cautious about how they do it. Another one coming out will be a second denial. That's 2 X-Kairos already being denied, and this is not looking all well for SLG, as the third set will be coming out. This time, no ability to deny that. Oh, there was actually an ability. So Magnet, with the last moment impact, will be able to keep the hatch mostly untouched, but we'll be finding that out very soon.
Yeah, indeed, those X-Kairos opening up a couple holes, but not enough to really cause too many troubles. Rizraz dropping President, though, as he finally pushes the tunnel. He is shut down very, very easily, now leaving it up to the 4 remaining members of SLG. Only 40 seconds left, so they're going to have to get moving quite quickly here, and it looks like Fnatic, playing the long game, deciding to anchor the site and play it safe, as SLG now rotating through dirt tunnels. So this is going to get very interesting very quickly. If Rizraz shuts them down, he won't though. Militska with the first kill evens out the man count, and they're going to progress through the rest of the tunnel. Unfortunately, Lassie's there to greet them. Trent with the re-frag. 2 versus 2 as well. Magnet and Aces both getting a kill, and now Lyrics with 15 seconds remaining going to have to clutch us out, and probably having to go through one of the most difficult choke points on the map.
And just like that, Virtue does manage to claim the life of Thatcher, and just like that, Fnatic are starting to lead the first of the second half, being on defense. Clubhouse being a little bit more, I'd say, defender preferable. Could be quite beneficial for Fnatic to just close this out on map number 2, because otherwise this will be a very long first matchup before the second best of 3, which will be versus Electricity, a much cunning opponent, I'd say.
Yeah, I think that's definitely a fair point. If this goes to 3 maps and then potentially the Electricity game goes to 3 maps, I think Fnatic will definitely tire towards the back end of that second matchup. And obviously Siege, so technical and complex, you want your mind to be fully awake as much as possible, but playing so many maps can take its toll. So they will be trying to close this out, and I do think once again they will be aided quite heavily by both that Maverick and Capital, and definitely tilting this towards a defender favoured map.
Indeed. Only one wall that will be reinforced within the garage. Oh, pardon. Just about to say, yeah, that it might be the bait, but no, this will be a garage will be fully reinforced to allow one of the Fnatic players to hold the angle. Not a single ACOG, by the way, as well, from the defensive side, which could prove to be a bit challenging, but for the team of caliber that is Fnatic, surely that shouldn't be the hindrance at this point.
Indeed, the action phase now fully in effect, as Fnatic just cleaning up the final touches on this strategic setup. SLG looking to take a similar approach to Fnatic, bringing the Thermite to try and help open this wall. However, it doesn't look like they'll have any utility other than that Thatcher to take it out, and that could open the opportunity for Lusty to try and bandit juggle this. No Capital to be able to take him out of that position as he was banned out. So Lusty definitely could get quite spicy here. They did open the wall previously to reinforcing it, so that will make the sound propagate just a little bit better. Is he still sitting there prepping for that thermite charge to be placed?
Lusty initially having a moment of hesitation, decides to bail out without even trying to deny even one of them. As Rizraz will be potentially the next point contention within the eastern stairs. But as it stands for now, SLG will be potentially prompting to go for just a bit of a one-sided push through a garage and maybe CCTV.
Yeah, indeed. I did like that double hard breach from SLG. Definitely interesting. Josh on this upside down rappel also quite powerful halfway through the round right now. And it's critical that they actually clear this player out of his position. Unfortunately, though, one kill will go out from the side of Aces. Actually, no, it wasn't a kill. Unfortunately, President did drop him, so I did think Aces did get it down there, but unfortunately for him, he didn't. And that opens up now for the SLG members to push in through the garage.
Indeed, Lusty will be now attempting to deny any further push from the cash room, which means that CCTV has been fully abandoned, but Magna from below might actually be able to leave us with a C4, that is, if that will be sorted out. But first of all, Magna needs to deal with Josh, who is holding a very tight angle into the C4 comes out. The bait is quite successful, as Josh will be finding the head of Magna just like that, a 3 versus 5. Things are not looking all good for Fnatic, as Flint will be also finding the head of Rizrat. Run out from Virtue will be potentially securing a kill. Nope, will be securing his death rather, and it is a 1 versus 4 situation, potentially.
Yeah, indeed, Lusty left with it all to do. 15 seconds left. He's dropped. Unfortunately for Fnatic, Sleeper actually going to win a round on the attack here, so makes things very interesting now. SLG able to win an attack on such a challenging site. Again, with those bans in place, such a difficult time to attack. But Fnatic, they're going to give up on that side actually and head over to Gym. That's going to make things interesting. Aces onto the clash as the pick phase ends, and that could make things very, very interesting.
That is a bait, though. We know that Aces never played, well, for a long time, never plays Clash, and there it is. This is a Mozzie 6 pick, as quite actually interested to find out how will the Mozzie choice will work out for Fanatics on their gym and bedroom hold.
Yeah, I guess it is quite a challenging site to drone out, unless you're willing to risk jumping them through the windows. So I'm expecting Aces to probably place them primarily in the doorways to try and deny that intel. As we have a quick look at the scoreboard, Trent leading the fragging alongside President. So SLG definitely showing up on the fragging side of things so far.
The lineup itself for the offense did change up a little bit. The SLG are bringing an IQ this to be able to deal with all of the traps and all of the bandit charges, kayak devices, as well as the pests now. So hopefully for SLG they will be able to make that work, and hopefully for Fnatic they hold on their own against that whole onslaught that was Sleeper Gaming in the previous round.
Indeed. Good to see some IQ in play here for the first time of this matchup. Will help in helping not only find the Valkyrie cameras, but also potentially those hacked Mozzie drones. As 225 now, and the wall already getting opened quite quickly here. Close open now, so that's already a large line of sight generated for SLG, and it's going to be left all up to Riz now to try and hold it.
Exactly. Riz, now they're waiting for potentially a drone to come through, just so his position will be minimal, to be not revealed, or at least not as much revealed as he would hope to. And the pixel peak is all there, all might be able to utilize one. Right now, he does have a very keen angle into the gem that could be utilized quite well if Fnatic won't be too wary about hold.
Yeah, it does look like the push though from SLG now has now moved across to Cash, and halfway through the round now President will pull out his thermite charge but put it back as Virtue, I believe, with a run out taking out the IQ, so that's going to make things a little bit harder on the Execute to find exactly where some of those intel gathering gadgets may be. As I think that run out's really sort of scared SLG now. They seemingly have paused their push, and Virtue getting the better of them so far.
Indeed, with President now abandoning the position, deciding to go in for potential breach. Milostka, meanwhile, does manage to get a trade on to Lusty after Lusty gets the better of Josh, leaving a 4v3 in favor of Fnatic as it stands.
Yeah, indeed, both the main count and I would argue the positional advantage as well. Lyrics and President both just forced outside to just stand there as Riz just keeps shoulder peeking that the first of his gas grenades will go out, and he still has 2 more left with only 30 seconds now left on the board, so a lot of potential there to deny the plant, but he gets a little bit lazy there. He looks the wrong way. President will just be taken down though before he gets into the site, so Rizraz a little bit lucky there. Lyrics getting the double, however. Ace is taken down with a headshot nonetheless, and Ace is now pushed as well. He will get one with the smoke, but he is dropped. However, Magnet is now sitting below vertical potential. He is in the bar, arguably with a C4 in hand, and yes, it is. The pings are going out from the intel gathering operators. Militsko finishing off Rizraz in the bathroom, as I don't think that Nitro Cell actually got a kill. No, it didn't, as it was a little bit of a delayed explosive, but he will actually end up denying the plant with half a second to go. So Magnet, fantastic play there, and the coverage once again not there from SLG. We saw that in map number 1, and it's sort of history repeating itself.
Indeed. Round number 10 now. Once again, Fnatic are leading the way, but can finally break the curse of this map and take a 2-point lead for themselves, as it seems Sleeper Gaming are not ready to give out just yet. Church and Arsenal Room will be the next one to defend for Fnatic, as I believe that was a successful defense for them. Correct me if I'm wrong though, guys.
Sorry, what did you say, Cthulhu?
The Church and Arsenal Room, that was the successful defense from Fnatic, right?
Yes, so they went there first and won it, and they went to Cash and lost it, and then they went to Bedroom and Magnet came in clutch and won that. So on a 2-round streak at the moment, and they'll be looking to make that a 4-round streak, so they can cleanly take out map number 2 here.
Indeed, if they can pull it off, this could definitely up their morale to get them going for the second match series that will be against the Electricity, but that is still yet to come up. We'll be continuing though for now with the coverage of Sleeper Gaming versus Fnatic, as things are starting to heat up. Is only now defaulting back to the side, and Urgency just making the last moment adjustments. As it stands though, this setup was quite a winnable one for the Pro League roster.
Indeed, 30 seconds into the round now when we start seeing SLG progress towards the site. They do have hard breaches, 2 hard breaches in their back pocket, namely Havana and Thermite. They'll be getting to work quite quickly here. Stock hatch being opened by President, and it doesn't look like it will be contested with any sort of denial. Magnet is nowhere near to be able to place an Electro Claw onto that one, and he'll now be able to rotate over to Dirt Tunnel and get his second breach off, once again with no contestation.
Time to ring some ears.
Correct. As President clicks on to his breaching tool, he will be able to get a breach in the escape tunnel, as Josh will need to keep on poking in through those defense hopes of trying to find a frag for himself. But the first one to find it will be Lyrics onto Ace. Poor smoke player of Fnatic just can't take a break, as that is one of the plant denials gone as well, which is going to hurt a little bit the whole setup of SLG.
Indeed it will. Lusty, however, will deny one set of X-Kairos onto the hatch, and that's well played by him. That's going to fortify his position a little bit now. Grenade's going out to try and flush him out. He will get away full health and tries to shoot back through the bars. Twent, the buck, taken out there, unfortunately for him. Unless he's able to scathe the wave, not much health. Rizraz just edging out of the tunnel there as well, so he's going to have to be mindful of this push that could come out here from the Havana.
Yeah. As our observer pointed out, Sleeper Gaming is refusing to sleep, as it is a 3 versus 4 as Maloska gets the better of Rizraz. Lyrics is now pushing up, just a quick and swift kill onto Lusty, just like that. It is a 2 versus 4, just the timing of Fnatic couldn't be any worse, as SLG just wiping the floor with Fnatic. We are returning back to a draw, ladies and gentlemen.
Indeed, we are 5 apiece for each team, and I thought it was probably going to favour Fnatic when SLG couldn't open that hatch in kitchen, but they seemed to make that push through dirt work. Seemingly quite good teamwork. They all managed to collapse on site, and Fnatic unfortunately left with too many angles to watch. But they're going to give it a second chance now, heading back over to basement.
Yeah. Well, for now, the operator choice is still the same. Church and Arsenal room will be the repeat from Fnatic, as they're not ready to give up on it just yet, with the lineup for both of the teams staying just about the same. Quite curious to see whether this will be just another reiteration of what they've been doing so far, and maybe just play a little bit more cautious. Hopefully for them, they will be able to bring this back, whereas Sleepy Gaming just needs to continue going for the kind of improvised / freestyle pushes, because that's exactly what keeps catching FNC off.
Yeah, I would have to agree with that. I think Fnatic just need to try and just try their hardest to win these rounds without too many issues, because like we sort of mentioned earlier, if this does go to 3 maps, then that not only potentially compromises this outcome, but also the outcome of their next matchup against Extricity. So not only is the pressure on them to close out these rounds on defense, but they want to close it out for their own sanity.
Yeah, FNC would definitely want to close this out only ASAP. The next team that will be able to win this will have a definite point with a definite match point for themselves, so they will be guaranteed to go straight away into the overtime in worst case scenario. But
sorry, I was just going to mention Rizraz, they're placing quite a late equalize, so not quite sure on the thoughts of that one. Maybe thinking there's a Twitch in play, but as you can see, SLG electing not to bring one.
Well, SLG have been occasionally liking to bring in a unexpected choice. Like they've had for a couple of rounds, they had no IQ, then all of a sudden bring in an IQ, which did throw in a little bit of a curveball in there. No, oh yeah, there it is. There's the breach in effect. So once again, the kitchen hatch will be refused, but Virtue is on the prowl. He's ready to go for that run out. He's very keen. Doesn't want to get those kills, and nobody is watching that flank as well. Nobody's watching that run out, and if he picks the right moment to go in, this will be it. The hatch finally does get opened up. He does go for the white peak, but does not dedicate just in. President will be forced to now keep a keen eye out for that run out.
I'm here, buddy.
Indeed, Twent has been taken down upstairs, so Buck will now be brought back up to 20 health as he is revived, and bit of a stalemate so far, a minute to go, and not really much happening on either end. Virtue was unable to connect any kills on that run out. That could have been a game changer if he did, but unfortunately for Fnatic, the first frag will not be in their favour. Rizraz on the Maestro will be taken off the board.
Indeed, with Maloska getting the better of Virtue, it does certainly seem like this might be it. Aces picking up a double kill, but not before Miloska will be able to trade him out. 2 versus 3 situation. 2 players of Sleeper Gaming are quite tagged up, so Lusty might be able to have the advantage here if he managed to emphasize off those health points. Magnet needs to play a very careful game as the cover from the escape tunnel will be there. Miloska, nice shot onto Lusty, all up to Magnet to try to clutch this up. The slug shotgun should be able to do enough damage. Fnatic need that win, but Josh will be granting Sleepy Gaming the match point. Ladies and gentlemen, this might be it. We might be going into map number 3, if that will be the case.
Yeah, big wake-up call for Fnatic. Sleeper showing them how it's done. 2 consecutive rounds in a row, and they're going to have to get quick smart on this round, otherwise this is going to go to map number 3. Oof, this is really spiced up. I definitely didn't expect Sleeper to be so strong on the attack here, but Fnatic just not having many answers for what they're pulling out here.
Yeah, well, for now, Fnatic seeming to be losing a little bit of a form for themselves. Gym Bedroom will be the choice for the potentially the last round of the defense, as Clubhouse in general within the regional leagues for Fnatic has been a bit of a shaky one, and unfortunately shows here as well. From time and time, keep on seeing Fnatic picking Clubhouse in hopes of getting the swift win, but that is not the case for them.
Yeah, I'm sure the 74% of people that voted for Fnatic will be sweating a little bit. Definitely not the result that the majority of people, including myself, expected. It's not all over yet. There's still at least 1 round for Fnatic to bring this back. And I'm expecting them to bring out all the stocks here to try and secure that overtime.
Yeah. Final prep is being made with some vertical play, as just yet another confirmation that we might be seeing potentially either Magnet or maybe even Rizraz, pardon, Aces, playing from below. Both of them have the nitro cells they could use, but oh my goodness, Magnet was getting a little bit close to maybe even getting a potential run out, which could have worked quite well. Either way, Miloska will be the next person to take point as well in the garage. He might be able to catch one of the defenders who is, I believe, that is in the cache CCTV room, but Virtue will be the first one to open up on Twent. We'll be finding as well Lusty getting a better one. The swift rush in by President will be securing the plant as well. The 2 versus 4 is in effect. The plant is down. Now SLG needs to be playing very, very carefully.
Indeed they do. Ace is getting President, and Josh left all alone to try and take down the counter diffuser. Just try and get shots through the weights there, but unfortunately for him, Lusty shuts him down. Now it's about 3 seconds left on that counter diffuse, and nothing left for SLG to be able to do. Fnatic taking round number 12, being able to disable that diffuser, and we're now heading into overtime.
Indeed we are, as I definitely felt like it was rather a bit of a desperate cry for Sleepy Gaming wanting to get that dub, because that was a bit of a unpredicted one. Hopefully though, for SLG they will be able to close it out, and same comes for FNC. Jim and Ben, we once again the choices. This was the one. This was it. This was the site where Fnatic could potentially bring this back.
Indeed, Fnatic will be starting on the defense, and they'll be looking to carry over that momentum that they gained in the previous round. Interestingly enough, they're going to be heading to bedroom first, so a little bit of an unorthodox pick, and likely to try and throw off SLG, who were unsuccessful in the last round.
Yeah, meanwhile, Virtue will be all prepping up the potential run-out position, so this might be indicating that FNC might be playing just about the similar game and just allowing Virtue to go for all the balls he wants, because that's exactly what has been enforcing FNC's playstyle throughout this whole day.
Indeed, heading into the action phase now. 180 seconds to come. Fnatic setting up with both utility on the cache side and western side of the map. Magnet again playing below, so maybe SLG haven't watched any of the Fnatic VODs, because I think basically every time I've seen Fnatic defend this spot, Magnet has been lurking downstairs and causing a lot of issues.
If they manage to out Magnet as quickly as possible, this could be potentially the case for SLG to win. But Virtue kicking things off, President will be the one to go down. And that is one of the hard breaches as well, so now it is all up to Maloska to try to do the hard breaching job, which will be so much harder, considering the fact that the size of the breaching rounds were quite small. But Josh now confirming the position of the Kaid. Will now be giving out the position, but Magnet with a double kill from below will be just exactly doing what Lusty needed, and that is to get rid of the attackers quite swiftly. Nice push by Lyrics and Josh as well, getting rid of Lusty and Virtue. But now it is all up to Lyrics to clutch up against 3 players, and just like that, Rizraz will be shutting him down. Fnatic take the lead in the overtime.
Indeed they do. Fnatic with a dominant performance there, and SLG not having the answers that they did previously on their attacks downstairs, so maybe bedroom a little bit of a weakness for them to work on. I'm going to see a switch of sides now, and overtime is quite interesting because you don't really have that opportunity to carry across that momentum from the previous round, simply due to that switch of sides.
Well, they could technically do it, but yeah, I would have to agree with you. It will be quite a challenge to keep carrying the momentum over. Either way, CCTV room and cache though will be the choice for SLG, which had a kind of a bit of a mixed result. If SLG play it very patiently, they can get that win and push it into the final round of the overtime. They will be going for a very aggressive play, then oh boy, this might not work well. And looking at the leaderboard, Lyrics and Loska, the 2 people pushing SLG to the potential success.
Yeah, indeed. I don't think SLG having too many issues in terms of fragging. Their mechanical skills seemingly not too far behind Fnatic, which is actually quite good to see. Once again, one of the 2 teams featuring under 18 players, the Masters does open that opportunity for them, so good to see that they're able to take it up to such a strong team on that front. Just need to polish up a couple of their strategies and their teamwork mid-round, and definitely have the potential to win this round and bring it to that final round of overtime.
Exactly. For now, with the action phase starting up, Lyrics and Miloska will be the one roaming up around on the ground floor to see how things are going to be working out. Quite curious to figure out how things will work out for Fnatic if they manage to find that pixel angle. Is so nasty, but if you manage to find a kill through that is definitely a tilter.
Yeah, indeed it would be. Aces though will try and open the wall. President with the denial though, so the bandit juggle coming into play. And Virtue, interestingly enough, not sitting on that B window that we saw previously to try and grenade out that position, so a possible oversight there from Fnatic. That's going to allow one of those charges to be denied. Not sure if Aces has another one in his pocket, hopefully for his sake he does. Otherwise this could be very challenging for Fnatic to push in now.
Indeed. Well, now with the, like you said, with Rizraz going down, this could be an issue. Aces having his breaching part completely denied. This could be the potential downfall of Fnatic's offense, which is definitely not what they will want to see, and potentially could be forced into map number 3 if that would continue on to the next round. But as it stands, half a round is already gone, and only one frag has been dealt over to the Fnatic side, so still could be able to sort things out. There's a nice grenade from Virtue sorting Josh out, and by that is the control of the garage fully forfeited, albeit that there's still 2 roamers up around and about the blue tunnel.
Indeed, does look like Fnatic taking a pause now to drone out the locations of some of these places. Josh in chat saying that the nade apparently destroying his ADS, so that's incredibly unfortunate for the side of SLG. Probably wouldn't expect a grenade to be taking out an ADS, but nonetheless it did allegedly happen, and Fnatic going to take full advantage of that. The Bandit's taken off the wall, and that's going to allow Lusty now to open the wall open. Magnet onto Maliska. With 35 seconds to go, Fnatic have really turned the tide here. Wall gets opened up. Lyric's still below, however, so that could be potential C4 denial. Actually, he will get a kill, so that's a double now. Magnet will be dropped, so Thatcher no longer on the board. Virtue, however, with a very nice shot, will get his double. Twent is taken down on site, and that allows Aces now to push up and execute for the plant.
Indeed, all up to President, as things are not looking all well at all for SLG after they've done so much to try to clutch this up, as he's fully now flashed out. We'll be able to get things going, and Virtue at the end. GG, well played, and very job well done by Fnatic at the end to close it out.
Indeed, it is. So GG's there too. Fnatic taking the first matchup for their this evening, and their first matchup as well. They will be up against Extricity in a short moment's time. Lusty taking the MVP, well played by him, and Sleeper Gaming so close yet so far.